Hello, how's everybody doing? Today I've entitled this presentation The Shooting Salvationist. Now, I did not get that on my own. I took that from Pastor David Stokes, who wrote a book on J. Frank Norris using the primary source documents and the historical accounts that we have. I find Pastor Norris to be an extremely intriguing individual given the fundamentalist modernist controversy, specifically the reason for this man being in this story. Pastor Norris shot an unarmed man in his office. Now let's just let that sink in for a second, and then let's kind of trace some of the backstory for this. Pastor Norris had very close ties to the Ku Klux Klan. Whether he was a part of the KKK or not is debatable, but he did have several prominent KKK members on his staff. He was also very much a fundamentalist, believed in the infallibility of the Bible, believed in the verbal plenary inspiration of the Scriptures, and staunchly supported these ideas. But he gets wrapped up in this controversy, and more of an interesting tale in the fact that in the 1920s, he's an outspoken pastor of what is the largest church in America. He is outspoken for the fundamentalist viewpoints, for the Baptist viewpoint, and for the subtle views of the KKK. And this is something that's interesting to bring in, is obviously we know the KKK is a racist organization, an anti-Semitic organization, as well as in our studies an anti-Catholic organization. And those three antis help lay some of the foundation for J. Frank Norris's ideology, and then what gets him notoriety or infamy, if you will. So several of these newspaper articles that I read talk about the first-hand account of the man being shot, being dead before the ambulance arrives, his trial, his beliefs, the support or the backlash for Pastor Norris. A lot of the fundamentalists obviously supported him, obviously shared his ideas. The modernists did not. The general public, the secular public, did not support this man, and he embroiled the Baptists in Texas, specifically in Waco, Texas, specifically in the general region of Baylor University, where he did his undergraduate work. They embroiled the Southern Baptist Convention in quite a lot of controversy, and how can you support such a man? Obviously, numbers doesn't always equal success, but his numbers and the success of his church would be an indication of, is this the standard belief, is this the stated belief or the doctrine or the mission statement of the Baptist denomination? So J. Frank Norris is going to spend or face the Texas penitentiary system. He's going to be tried and convicted for the shooting of this unarmed man. It was said to be in self-defense, but the debate still rages on. But I think the more important issues here are the issues of the statements he made on behalf or against the fundamentalist movement, the Southern Baptist Convention, not necessarily by just what he said, but by what he did. James is very clear in the Bible of saying, you show me your faith by your deeds, and that carries much greater weight than faith by words alone. And I think that Pastor Norris is an intriguing blend of that deserves further study. I would love to read Pastor Stokes' book, The Shooting Salvationist, and was intrigued by the 5 or 6 articles that I read. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you were equally intrigued. Have a great week.